Yo, what's going on YouTube? I just reacted to that One Piece chapter, you know what I'm saying, 1079. It was fire. But now we're gonna get into unordinary. I'm not gonna start from number one. I'm gonna start from the most recent chapter, of course. And same thing with One Piece. Like I fell off a little bit. I do apologize. But we're not gonna start from the beginning here, and I'm not gonna act like I haven't already read it because I did. You know what I'm saying? Can't tell a lot. I'm gonna be truthful and I'm gonna be awesome to all my lovely viewers who stop in and check me out. Thank you for checking me out. So this chapter is chapter episode. This is a webtoon. It's called Unordinary, and we're on chapter 295. A little bit about the story. We got our man John. He kind of played it off at the beginning like he was a cripple, which means that he did not have superpowers, but really he always had superpowers. And his superpower is he can copy the abilities of other people's superpowers. Okay, and in an ordinary, there's people with superpowers, and there's like a rare amount that are cripples with no superpowers. I really resonate with the story a lot because John kind of goes through a similar struggle that I have gone through, and it really helped me get through it. So I'm just going to say that, and I'm going to say that my man John had some anger issues. My man John put his hands on some people and went hard. He even went hard a little bit on Sarah. Sarah had to really kind of whoop his ass and put him in his place. But he learned, and he's still learning. And it's kind of like it's amazing because it shows that life and learning and stuff like that, like addiction and anger stuff. It's not a linear path. You're not just going to be solved, fixed. You can't just take a pill and be fixed. You can't just learn a new skill and be fixed. Like it's a process. Life has its ups and downs, and sometimes you're gonna fall off the wagon. Sometimes you're gonna make mistakes, and that's okay. It's just you don't continue to make those mistakes. You learn from them and you move along. But yeah, so this episode is 295. It says, "Damn, you look like shit." John's talking to this guy named Arlo. Arlo has a ability. It's a barrier ability where you can put up a barrier and you hit it, you take damage. Pretty cool. I don't really like it as much. John's ability is pretty nice. He goes, "Oh, I don't have time to argue today." And spit it out. What do you want? I need to ask you something. What happens about during readjustment classes? So, yeah, John would know about readjustment because he's gone through readjustment. And Arlo knows about it because he sees that Blake and Remy are supposed to go through a readjustment process because they're vigilantes. Basically, this world's superheroes. And when I said before that they're superheroes, like superpowered human beings, they're just superpowered human beings. They're not necessarily superheroes. Like they're the government or whatever, not necessarily the best. Amber, probably not necessarily the best people here. And I wouldn't call them superheroes, okay? I'd call the vigilantes superheroes. And it seems like if you read this book, ironically, it's the name of this webtoon, unOrdinary, you kind of want to become a vigilante. John has read said book. John's dad wrote said book. It looks like John's mom, Jane, is being tested on, and they're using her power to be able to duplicate abilities, which kind of makes sense because John can copy people's abilities, right? So it looks like John's dad is the cripple. John's mom is where he gets his powers from, and that's why he's broken. Like he's broken, but they kind of take her power and abuse it and give it to people on like a smaller scale so that they can use other people's abilities. Or I guess the best way to put it, like an extra ability. But John is just like, wow, how the hell do you know about that? And then he starts shaking because he's clearly having some PTSD. I was like, hey, are you okay? And he said, don't touch me. And he said, oh, what's wrong with you? How the hell do you know about me taking these classes? Answer me. Like he's about to. John kind of freaking out. He said, I just recently started working for the authorities and I read your files. He said, you what? That shit's private, you moron. He ain't lying, he's spinning bars. He said, I know, and I wouldn't have looked into it once I had no other choice. John looking like he's calming down. Working for the authorities, that figures. Why should I tell you anything? Boy, like anybody come to me and tell me, start asking me questions, and they're like, and I work for the police. Like, I'm not gonna tell you nothing. Like, even the police tell you not to say, pretty much in their own slick way, not to say nothing. They're like, you're under arrest. Anything you say can and will be held against you in the court of law. Like, you'd be kind of slow, kind of dumb to start talking when they kind of tell you, like, if you say something, we're gonna hold it against you. Like, dang. A few students got into trouble. I'm trying to find them a way out. Who? It's confidential. I can keep it secret. I can't say. Then you're not getting a peep out of me. And then he, like I said earlier in the video, the vigilantes, Remy, Blake, and Isen. It's kind of funny that they say Isen when Isen wasn't really that much involved. He was involved, yes. But it's scary. I wasn't involved very much, man. Come on now. He's scary. He said there have been participating in some shady activity. The authorities are planning to have them expelled and readjusted. By shady activity, you mean vigilantism. So you already know about that. I've heard that they assign these cases to problematic teens. The rate of success is very high, and people who have completed it rarely cause trouble again, but I couldn't find details anywhere. John having like massive PTSD. I've never seen math like this before. Shit, what happened? The course lasts for 3 months. You have no contact with anyone aside from your instructor. They lock you down. If you retaliate, they'll beat the shit out of you. Then they look through all your memories. The more you try to hide from them, the more they'll know to use it against you. They'll make you relive your most painful experiences and force you to repeat your biggest mistakes over and over until you never want to look at yourself again. And all you want to do is disappear. Isn't that just torture? Yeah. Call it what you want, but I was a shitty kid and they humbled me. Yee. Honestly, it kind of sounds like the real world a little bit, but like it's not necessarily like I don't think other. I shouldn't say I don't think. I don't know if other humans can do that to you, but like I've kind of experienced a similar thing where like my mind, like me myself, I don't know. I guess I kind of had the theory before that. Bear with me here. That like we're already like this is purgatory. Like the world that me and you are living in, it's purgatory. Okay, like it's in between hell and heaven, right? And like, or hell and heaven don't exist. Like we're in hell and heaven at the same time. It's all about like your mindset. It's all about like how you go about your life. So you do bad, you have to learn from it and change, or you're gonna repeat it, and it's gonna be stuck in your head. And that's where how like mental illnesses and like I'm not saying all mental illnesses, but like depression stuff like that. Like you relive like your trauma and stuff like that. Like me, for instance, like me putting my hands on people, be reliving that over and over and over and steady like repeating the same cycle until I don't want to be like that anymore. And I didn't want to be like that anymore and I changed kind of thing. Like I said, I relate to John a lot. But let's continue. So this is why he was insistent on hiding his ability. Hey, I was foolish back then. I shouldn't have forced you to fight. Should have left you alone. It's whatever. Who hasn't fucked up before? Anyway, those three. So what if they were vigilantes for a bit? They're just picking up after the authorities. I may have deserved those classes, but they sure as hell don't. I don't know, John. I think there could have been a better way, but my opinion. But in my and so again, in my opinion here, I believe kind of like some entity is at play. Like I'd call it Allah, I'd call it God. I don't know what everybody else wants to call it, but that or the universe that teaches you. You know what I mean? Like if you do wrong, it's gonna be stick in your head. So people who think that God doesn't exist because there's people who kill people who do all sorts of evil stuff. And my counter to that would be he gave everybody free will. So he gave everybody free will to do good or bad or whatever they want to do. And it's up to them to decide what they want to do. It's up to them to change and all that good stuff. But God will also, the universe will also like kind of urge you in the right direction, like show you what you're doing wrong in your head. Like you'll keep replaying it over and over and over again. And you literally have to be insane or be willing to go insane or become insane to want to continue down that path, to want to continue doing like messed up stuff to people who don't deserve it, kind of thing. And yeah, basically, if you don't, you just relive it, relive it, relive it, relive it, relive it, because you're supposed to learn from it, become a better person, humble yourself. You know what I'm saying? And but everybody has free will. Everybody has the free will to do bad stuff, but you will pay the price. You will pay the consequences for doing the bad stuff. You might not realize it right away. You might not get the consequences right away, but you'll get them. Or you might not be aware of the consequences. You might be so messed up, so hurt by the world or people around you, or however you want to put it, that you're living in a state of unconsciousness. You know what I mean? You're just going through the motions, going through day by day by day by day, and just living. You know, not living, just surviving, not truly living, having a good time, learning from your experiences, chasing your dreams. You work in a 9 to 5 job you don't like. You are pretty much wasting your life away. Anyway, Arlo says, from the sound of it, readjustment is one of the harshest punishments given out to students, but they only resorted to vigilantism because Remy was grieving and she wasn't getting any answers. Blake and I son just wanted to help her. Why does that warrant such a severe punishment? There must be a scale to it, a lighter course depending on the offense. Maybe John's courses were especially bad because he was a danger to those around him. But for those people who have snuck out of school or have simply read a book, it's different. Seraphina's, which is, by the way, the goat of the story, right next to John. No cap. Amazing character. Imprisonment for being a part of a terrorist organization, Spectre. See how they frame it, how they go about it, like it's true, but yee! She wasn't able to cover her tracks. What the hell is going on? Why is everyone being targeted by the Bureau? What am I supposed to do about this? What can I do? Arlo, hello. Good afternoon, Cass. Ah, you're looking kind of grumpy today. Something happened at school? Fail a test? No, I'm fine. Well, I got some good news for you. Come with me, please. Interesting. Okay, here we are, one of the Bureau's many training rooms. The walls and ceilings are reinforced, so there's no need to hold back in here. What about a box? Here, take this. What's this? A defense vest to give you some protection against your opponents. Go on, try it. I don't need it. Defense is kind of my thing. Just put it on. It's protocol. I'm not about to let my superiors scold me over a vest. Since you have started working with us, I've been assessing your performance, and you've done a fantastic job so far. Your record keeping is clean and efficient. Plus, you become quite good at using the scanner. Even your coworkers have nothing against but good things to say about you. So I believe you're ready for a bit more responsibility. How about a chance out in the field? Know you're looking forward to that. Really? Of course. But don't get excited yet. You'll have to qualify first, or they're about to box. Unordinary, I'd say unordinary is like about a 9 9.5, maybe even 10 out of 10. Like unOrdinary is fire. I really like unOrdinary. I like One Piece too. One Piece would be my favorite anime. My favorite webtoon would have to be unOrdinary. Like 10 out of 10, 100%. What can I say bad about it? That she that uh what is her name? Ara? I can't remember her name. Oh, Uru-chan. Is that like Uru-chan went on a break for a while or something like, and that's not even a bad thing. Like Uru-chan needs her rest. Uru-chan needs rest. I didn't like Arlo very much at first, but he's definitely grown on me. Like he's cool as crap. Like laser beams. He got a chopper on him like laser beams. Like cool. I sense interesting in his own little way. I don't really like him as much because I'm more of a meathead. I like fighters and all that good stuff. My son's more of a kind of like a tactical, like observer kind of guy, but he's cool too. Serafina, she's goaded from like the beginning till now. Like perfect character. Always had John's back. Established boundaries. Like, hey John, like you're kind of doing too much, but I'm still always look out for you. I still got your back. All that, like, very cool, very awesome. Shows that you can have a very awesome, loyal female friend, and y'all don't have to date. You don't have to have sex. You don't have to do pretty much anything besides be good pals. You know what I'm saying? Good friends. Go out, do fun stuff, all that good stuff. Like, and everybody's gonna be like, well, they're probably gonna date. They're probably romantic. Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, at the moment from the episode one till now, they've not really shown like sexual attraction or pretty much any attraction towards each other. Just they're really cool. They're really good friends. Of course, I would love to see them get together, but I'm a firm believer of become really good friends first. Don't just rush into a relationship because you're not gonna know that person. You're not gonna be able to teach that person how you want to be treated, your boundaries and stuff like that. If you just jump into a relationship and then you don't even know if you guys are a good fit, and then boom, you got a bunch of kids and messed up situation. So anyway, I vented a little bit there, but that's for the Adventures of Abdi. To check out that part one of that. Also, just dropped a One Piece reaction and review, but if you want to check that out. But selfish plug, you know what I'm saying. I'd also say I do like listening to a couple artists. I'll shout out a couple artists in this video, and I like watching a couple YouTubers. I'll shout them out in this video as well. Artists, I'm gonna go with Rustage. I'd say you could listen to Dreaming On or Kage or Fallen by Grace. It's an Itachi song, and those are all really fire songs by Rustage. Rustage is a fire artist. He's out in the UK. I'm in America. You know what I'm saying? Minnesota, around Chicago and all that bull stuff. You know what I'm saying? But now videos. I mean, not videos. YouTubers. I would go with three actually. Cole Hastings, self improvement. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate his self improvement content, and it's really awesome. It really helps me get in touch with like my feminine side and really my emotions and all that good stuff. And also like I don't know, like it's been really helpful for my spiritual awakening and stuff. Like not really caring about what everybody else thinks, caring what I think. Who am I? Stuff like that. Like I believe one of his videos was like, "Who are you? What do you like to do? What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? Stuff like that." And that really got me out of my rut and really taught me who I am. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you need reminders because you forget like pretty much everything. You know what I'm saying? You forget about like probably 95% of what happens every day. Scientific fact. I'm not sure exactly what the number is, but it's a big number that you just forget. So having those reminders and having those people to watch to remind you is key. Reading's key. And I would say so Cole Hastings, Heavenly Controller, again, Spiritual Awakening, Community, really uplifts me, and awesome guy, awesome YouTuber. Okay. Last one, BDA Law. Okay. I throw in Joy Boy Theories too. He wrote a book and I'm trying to write a book, and it's cool. I watched Joy Boy Theories a long time since I was in high school. Okay. And I'm 25 now. So yeah, but BDA Law, I've been watching him recently. I've been watching him for about maybe 4 years now. So it's been a good grip. And yeah, I don't know, he's just resonated with me. A brother and a cool dude. And basically, yeah, I want to shout him out because I believe he has Mamba in the background of his videos, and he spoke about it one day. You don't have to be perfect. We're not going to be perfect, but we can always strive to be perfect. We can always strive to be better every day. Mamba, you know, genius. And I'd also want to throw out a couple books there. Power of Habit, I Dare You, and if you're in addiction or anything like that. And I'd say addiction is funny because it's not necessarily addiction from drugs, addiction to everything. We live in an addictive society. To look at treatment like it's a bad thing or like people are less than, like I'm in treatment right now. I'm not less than you because I go to treatment. Like we're equal. All humans are equal. Just and I actually get more resources than the average person that doesn't go to treatment, that doesn't think they have any addiction problems. Because I'm sure everybody on the planet has some form of addiction problem. Addicted to sex, addicted to gambling, addicted to drugs, addicted to the phone, addicted to the computer, addicted to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's just what are you willing to be a slave to? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, it's fine because I learned that from Jay Kaizen, spiritual YouTuber. He has a video. At the beginning of the video, it says, "You are a slave." You know what I'm saying? My name is Abdullah. My name means the slave of God. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be a slave to one entity alone. And you can call it whatever you want to call it. I call it Allah. That's my belief. Some people call it God. Some people call it the universe. Whatever you believe in, be a slave to that. Don't be a slave into BS. Don't be a slave to science. Don't be a slave to computers. Don't be a slave to technology. Don't be a slave to music. Don't be a slave to anything. That's addiction. You know what I'm saying? Being a slave is losing control over yourself. You know what I'm saying? Not having control over you. You lose control to something else, someone else. Okay? And I never want to be like that. Again, I want to stay me. I don't want to lose myself. And if you lose yourself, you're a slave to something. Find out what it is and start to take that in stride. Take that in moderation. I believe healthy eating is a key of life, right? Philosophy, another key of life. And philosophy is going to vary from person to person. Third one is going to be moderation. Everything in moderation. Every singular thing. This Kool-Aid I'm drinking right now. In moderation. I can't just drink Kool-Aid all day. I can't. I'd be sick. This would be not good. I need to drink water. I need to drink coffee or caffeine or whatever else. Like, I need to not put my all into one thing, unless it was like water. But then again, then if drinking something else like made me happy, you know what I'm saying? Then just drinking water all the time in moderation and not in moderation per se would be toxic, would be negative. You know what I'm saying? I'd be a slave to water, which is funny because I'm already like mostly made up of water. But anyways, this video has gone on long enough. So check out those two videos I told you about. Check out those YouTubers I told you about. Check out those artists I told you about. Check out Sensei Music. Sensei is definitely a YouTuber that I respect a lot. That had a brother that has really been there for me. Like his music got me through my heartbreak, my kid's mom. Now here I am. My heart's not broken. I'll always have love for her, but I won't always be in love with her anymore. I moved on, and that's a good thing. I don't have to be stuck in the past. I don't have to want to fix that relationship or fix her. That's her job to fix her. And she never once showed me that she wanted to put any effort into fixing the relationship or, excuse me, put any effort into making it work. It was always me, and that's not right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a slave to her. If she's not, and she ain't even trying to be a slave to me. So what's the point? You feel me? But anyway, this was a reaction to Unordinary Fire Webtoon. Peace out.